from Cabot, Arkansas. Do, 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 do. And this is the what is this? This is Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. Also a place for my friends to chat. Check to see if the sound is working. It is. I think. Yep, it is. Alrighty. So we're all good to go with that. To introduce myself, I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me if you've got money problems or if you just want to make sure you're on the right track. And you can do that at calendly.com/CoachSteveMoney. And you can email me about anything on my YouTube channel, including the Ramsey stuff, including Oak Island, including computers. Anything you want to talk about, you can email me at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can add me on the gram at CoachSteveMoney. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. And let's see, I still don't have a producer or anybody helping me with this, so I have to do it all myself. Okay, got rid of that in the way. All right, that's not what I wanted to do either. Yeah, so the Ramsey show not posted yet for today. As you can see, not posted yet. So if any of the normal chatters are awake and paying attention, they can come in here and chat. But otherwise, I'm going to be doing a Ramsey Coach episode, and in that episode, I go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and this is not run by Ramsey Solutions. This is run by fans. They do allow negative stuff, they allow advice, etc., etc. Anyway, there's good questions asked on here, and there are a lot of people that post on here that do follow Dave and or his advice rather, and they follow it pretty much to the T. Seems like a lot of them. All right, nobody showed up to chat yet. That's okay, because I never know when I'm going to do this, so I don't announce it ahead of time. All right, so let's see. Let's sort by new. Okay, this from Take an Account Name 37. Ramsey Network app not so user friendly for me. Does anyone else feel similarly? I think I can. It's been so long since I've had it on my phone. I think I had it on my phone, but then I never used it really. I always just watch on YouTube, mostly on a desktop computer. So I never used it. Let's see what the problem is. Radio. Listen to it in full on the podcast via Google Play. Okay, less than a week ago during a break and ad with Dave ran, he said that you could listen to the show's entire library on the Ramsey Network app. Okay, guarantee he said that. Okay, just downloaded it, noted that the episodes only date back to 2018, and I believe that is when they started on YouTube. And so that probably is all of it. I was looking for some 2014 ones to see because I started listening. Yeah, I think I've heard that before, where like you can't get them anywhere, the older ones. So unless some YouTube user or something like that had recorded them somehow and put them up themselves. So, but yeah, you might be limited to 2018. Right, Andrews Plays, Baby Step 3 Flare, or not Flare, but Baby Step 3 is the title of the post. Hey all, I'm on Baby Step 3 trying to save my fully funded emergency fund. That's great that you're past Step 2. Step 2 is pay off all debt, and that's what I forgot to do. RamseySolutions.com. There it is. Baby steps. Okay. And of course, this is the entire Ramsey plan is all based on this. There's a couple of nuances and some missing steps. Step 0, things that you should do before you start baby step 1, one of which is deciding that debt is not going to be an option for you anymore, and basically for you to submit yourself over to this plan since it works and not try to make it anything else, not try to do it your own way because you can do it better. Dave's been doing this 30 years. Same advice has worked for 30 years, millions of documented success stories, and so you can take my word for it, you can take his word for it, more importantly, and this stuff does work. The other one that is missing is Baby Step 3B, which is after you save up your fully funded emergency fund. If you do not have a house yet and you want to buy a house, that's when you start saving for a down payment. All right, back to, nope, it's my channel. Over here in the corner, the right side of my YouTube banner. You can schedule that free consultation with me, and it's that one. Nope. Now where did, oh, it's right there. Okay, baby step 3, try to save a fully funded emergency fund, and that of course is 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses in an emergency fund. And so a lot of people ask, how much should that be? It's nobody knows because we don't know your expenses. It's of your expenses. So whatever, if your expenses are 1,000, you can save anywhere from 3 times that to 6 times that. If your life has no drama, if your job has no drama, and everything's cool, 3 months emergency fund is fine. If you sleep better at night, having 4 months emergency fund, do that. Dave doesn't want you to have more than 6 months of emergency fund because he wants you to apply that money to the rest of the baby steps, which is 4, 5, 6, which is investing, saving for kids' college if you're going to help them with that, and paying off the house early. And so he doesn't want you to have cash more than 6 months emergency fund laying around. Even in a bank, even getting interest. It would be better off being applied to the baby steps. Okay, I'm in a predicament. My little brother has maybe 6 months left of time here. Oh my goodness. What do you mean? Hopefully that means with you in the area that you're in and not on being alive. Let's see, so I'm thinking about slowing down on my 6 days a week of overtime to spend some much needed time with him. Will doing this set me back on the path? Of course it will, to becoming a baby step millionaire. Yes, it will. I'm $29.33 hourly and live in southern Ontario. So figure it out. So I'll still be able to save, just not $3K monthly like I do with overtime. Well, you're supposed to say gazelle intense until you get the fully funded emergency fund, but if your little brother has maybe 6 months, so you don't say how far along you are. Maybe you could try to work more for 2 months or something like that, and then spend the rest of the time with him. Maybe you could, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing either way. But definitely before he leaves, you should spend some time with him, obviously. Let's see if he doesn't add any information there. Sometimes, people that make comments will ask questions and such, or even if they don't, even if they're just making comments, the original poster, the OP, we'll see some of those coming up here. Probably will give extra information. But yeah, definitely family's important. Definitely, if you are going to go X amount of time without seeing your little brother, then definitely you do need to make time. And also didn't say, what is it? Slowing down on my 6 days a week of overtime. I would imagine that 4 or 5 days is not overtime, and then maybe 1 or 2 days is overtime. So I think that's what he means. So meaning not getting any overtime. So maybe you cut it to 5 days a week, and if you can work more than 8 hours a day, do that. So many people get stuck in the all or nothing thing. Well, should I keep doing this, what I'm doing, or should I not work any overtime at all? Why can't you work just a little overtime? Alrighty, still nobody in the chat. Alrighty, that's sad. But again, I understand because I don't announce this ahead of time. So basically, people just have to be online and subscribe to my channel and see that or search for Ramsey. I think if you search for Ramsey, it will come up since it's a live video, I believe. All right, this is from Sadie Gemini. Baby step 1 flare. Trying to start baby step 1 but can't because of recurring overdrafts. Stop overdrafting. In the cycle of overdrafts and short-term loans, you need to stop that. I'm a newly single mom and got beat up in court regarding child support, $200 a month, all I received. Okay, couldn't afford my own lawyer, made bad decisions, trying to avoid sinking deeper than what I was. You don't need the word what there. I make $60K and care for 3 kids, ages 5 to 18 daily. I have nothing for college for my kids. Well, that doesn't happen until baby step 5, so you got plenty of stuff to do before that. I still have student loans. Yep, paying those off. Take home around $2K bi-weekly. Overdraws are usually car insurance. $129 a month. That's a lot. What kind of car is that? $130 a month. Do you live in Michigan? Because I believe Michigan is the highest car insurance in the United States. But gosh, that might be too nice of a car there. Well, depend. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if she says how much the car. If she's doing car payment. 3. Okay, so she pays for 3 lines. Who are the other 2 lines for her children? How old are these children? Do they need phones? Yeah, that's a crazy phone bill. It's time to quit, whoever that is, and go to Mint Mobile and get the $15 a month plan, and even times 3, that would be $45. So, yeah, you gotta to get out of this, to make drastic progress out of this. You gotta make drastic decisions. You gotta do drastic acts in order to get drastic results. Per court order, I have to pay the phone line for the older kids. That's fine. You don't have to pay that one. You can get them a phone line. That's fine. My debt is $569 house, but that's not debt. Oh yeah, it is. That's mortgage payment. Okay, $569. That's not bad. That's not the problem. The house payment is not the problem. Taxes are separate and behind $7,000. Yeah. 200 gas. Received a monthly mileage reimbursement around 100 for job-related expenses. Okay. So that's not $950 in daycare. This is weird. You care for 3 kids ages 5 to 18 daily. Why can't you also take care of your kids? That is ridiculous. Yeah, you just need to change just about everything you're doing here. Again, the house payment is not bad. And 400 in utilities, that's probably up there. Probably streaming services, etc., etc. Credit cards, $1,000 revolving, $2,000 department store furniture. Maybe you could sell that item. Anything you have that you can sell, do it, and just do without a couch or something like that. This auto draws from my bank account. You can change that though. Oh, you can't unlink it. You can stop anything from your bank account. So $22,000 outstanding medical bills. Yeah, that's rough. But that's gonna be. I mean, that's gonna be last on the debt snowball. But yeah, this person's having trouble even doing baby step 1, saving up $1,000, and it's because of all these expenses are just way too much. And so just doing it wrong. As I say, $1,000 a month almost in daycare when you are already doing childcare for 3 other kids. Why can't you do your own kids as well at the same time? So second job is not doable because I go straight home to take care of youngsters. Oh, you're saying you have a job and you do that too. I see. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, I don't know exactly how you would get out of this, but without seeing everything that you spend money on, you'd have to like cut everything to the bone. And that's gonna be too bad for you, too bad for the kids, but that's the situation you're in. So you just have to cut everything to the bone. See what you can do about the daycare. Maybe you can, if you don't pick up the kids on the way home to take care of the other kids, do that. So you can save some of that money off of there. There's 25 comments. Let's see if she adds extra information. Let's see. They don't let you overdraft, so there's no fees. If you switch to Chime, okay. Hardship deferral on the mortgage, if they can do that. Again, the mortgage is not the problem, being 569. Decrease expenses or increase income. Yeah, you don't have to have a $250 a month cell phone plan. Yes, $30 Mint Mobile plan. There's even $15. Tough titty, exactly. So it's about 1,000 below market rate. So thank you, Lucky Stars, for that. Exactly on the house payment. Okay. Selling the you can, as I said. Yep, old game consoles, even new ones. Bike, sports gear, whatever, anything. Let's see. OP, exit. All my bills are due the first 2 weeks of the month, with the exception they exceed my $2,000 paycheck. Yep. Because of your hungry boy that runs track, if the track is making him eat more, maybe he doesn't do track. He does DoorDash a lot. Okay. He pays for it himself. Okay, great. Drawing the door or chicken, whatever meat is on sale. Okay. Spend maybe $10 a day to pay to eat out with my coworkers once a week. Yeah, wouldn't do that. Unit bonding, you don't need to do that. Never thought about shifting due dates. Thank you so much. Yep, that can help. Underemployed per his attorney. That's the that's for the husband. And that's if it's been through the courts already, probably nothing you can do about that. Yep, she's gonna switch to Mint. Cool. Let's see if there's any other. Credit card and department store combined is $2,900. What did you buy from the department store on the credit card? Sell some of that stuff, if it even exists. Alrighty. But yeah, not going to be easy, definitely. Definitely not going to be easy. Alrighty, this from New Difference 9684. What would Dave do? Flare? Which way to go? Car loan is $18,000 at 2.65%. The interest rate doesn't matter. Credit card, $18,000. Oh, they're the same at 0 times 12 months, then 18. Then I would pay the one with the interest off first. Then, if they're the same amount. Available cash, $14,000 at 4.5% yield, and yeah. So this is trying to save money. You're trying to save money and make money on interest. Basically, you're trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in it, and so that does not work. Option, I wonder if they have all the options here. Option 1, pay off the credit card in full first using $14K in cash for 2 monthly payments to avoid the risk of not zeroing the balance in 12 months. What does that mean, of not zeroing the balance? Oh, I see. To avoid the risk of, oh, I see. So you get it paid off because it's only 0% for 12 months. Yeah. Why can't you do both? Why can't you pay off the car with that interest, and then you can put the car payment money plus what you were paying, the minimum payment on the credit card, and get that paid off in 12 months or however many months you have left. Pay off the car. Yep. Apply it and pay off the car. Yeah. Option 2 is good for me. Not keep the cash. There's a little thing we have called the baby steps, and it says save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund, not $14,000, and try to make interest on it while you're hemorrhaging money due to debt. So there you go. Any supported financial reasons to do otherwise? Yes. Dave Ramsey's advice. You're on the Ramsey subreddit. He's been giving financial advice 35 years, and he has millions of documented success stories. So I would say his advice over anybody else's, because nobody else has that kind of track record. So yeah. Alrighty, Simple Detective 515. The Ramsey Show 510 and 511. Those are days. Normally we do well, I guess I can't complain because I can't remember what the name is. Forward slashes between the dates. We don't do the dots normally, but anyway, did anyone listen to the first caller on both dates that the producer told them what to ask? They help refine the question. Let's see. The first caller, how to word the question. Yeah, what's the wrong with that? Telling people what to ask makes the show disingenuous. No, not if it still gets them to the answer that they are looking for their question. I'm sure the screener knows what he's doing. I think that's usually Austin these days, I believe. So definitely try to run the Ramsey show in addition to running your own life. Definitely. I mean, if there's anything that happens on the Ramsey show you don't like, you don't have to watch. Let's see. Baby step 3 flare here from 10HP _ HCIM. Question on baby step 3B, 6, and 5. What in the world are you doing? If you're on 3B, you're on 3B. You're not on 6 and 5. Baby step 3B, live in a modular and it's paid off, but I don't own the land it sits on. Miserable where I am, but love the home. Also sick of driving an hour each way every day. Yeah, I would be too. Gee. And spending $100 a week on gas, but maybe you need to do that. Sometimes you need to do that in order to still live in, or work rather, in the high cost of living area. Sometimes you need to do that if you want to stay there and not move out of the state, even. So I'm looking for a small bottle of land closer to work, up to $15K in price, which is doable and reasonable here. Have about 20 to 25% to put down. And can put up collateral in excess of 100% of need be. Okay, now if this was a mortgage, I could get approved, but I'm not trying to borrow that much money or move out of my home. Nor I want to spread out the payments over 15 years, 5 to 10 max. Okay, mortgage companies won't lend money for land, right? So it's not going to be a mortgage then. And the loan companies, from the calls I've made, seem like worse terms than just a simple personal loan. Even if I could get approved, I can't get approved. So at least credit score, I'm about 50 points shy on credit score from getting approved from personal loan at 12K, 5-year term. So I use my zero balance credit card as a debit card and pay it off each month to pump up my credit score. Dave is not going to recommend that. Or should I just wait and be miserable for another 12 to 13 months? Miserable is subjective. I mean, I know you don't like it, and I wouldn't like driving an hour each way every day, but you are the one that put yourself in that situation to begin with, and so that's nobody's fault except your own. So you can suck it up. It's just a hashtag season, and that doesn't necessarily mean 3 months out of the year. That means it's a short time for you to continue to be miserable. People love the hyperbole these days, exaggerating. Let's see. Be miserable, saving 1K a month, pay cash for property while watching prices right. Yeah, you buy when you can afford it. Yeah. And that doesn't mean afford the payment. I make 44 to 47 gross annually, consistently before taxes. Yeah, see, that's not huge. So that's not a huge amount. So, I mean, if you're living in a very high cost of living area, and that's why you're an hour away from that, you might want to move to America where you can afford things better on that salary. Let's see. If I go with the loan option, I would pay aggressively as if it was baby step 2, as I hate debt. I mean, it kind of is baby step 2, but whatever. Let's see. As I hate debt, not drag it out 5 years, and I might be able to get a cosigner if the community thinks this is a good idea. Negative, ghostwriter. The pattern is full. Do not get a cosigner. Do not buy anything with anybody. The only exception would be your spouse. And if you are married, to do that. You don't buy anything even with family or friends. No. As for baby step 5, it's a lot simpler. I have no kids. Okay, so you don't do baby step 5 yet. Yeah. Should I treat baby step 5 as the adoption fund so that when that time comes unprepared, you should get your house stuff in order first. Get that in order first, and then look at the adoption stuff. Because you need money to be able to get some different land to put your modular home on. So that, and you don't want to be miserable. So, or would you rather be miserable and pay for an adoption? So it's up to you to decide that what it is, and so that way you and the kid you adopt can also be miserable, maybe, if you're not exaggerating. Let's see. OP did not, but yeah, you're not doing 6. It's not really. I guess it would be more 3B because it is home adjacent. The land, and you already own the house. So, but it's all mixed up here. But it's not going to be to try to get your credit score up. That would never be Dave's advice. Alrighty. Fair World Lines 8118 posted 1K or 10K for baby step 1 in the current economy. All right, well, on the one show that was live in the past 3 years, like a month ago on a Friday, Dave took a question from the audience, and it was about this, which gets asked all the time: is $1,000 enough in today's economy, in the current economy? And he said no, and he said it wasn't enough 35 years ago either. But that's interesting spelling. I'm curious. He said it wasn't enough 35 years ago either. So it's not to make you feel comfortable. It's not supposed to be a full emergency fund. It's to be a stopgap, so you don't put $400, $500, $600, $1,000. So you don't put that on a credit card when you have an emergency. That's so you have cash to take care of that. And I have around 10K in savings. You're doing it wrong. This does not say here, save $10,000 or however much you want to. It says save 1,000. The next step is pay off all your debt. Let's see what debt this person says. Wrong page. That's the next one. Once I get to the ones that I've done, I in advance scrolled to the the older ones that I have not addressed yet on these Ramsey Coach shows. Let's see. I want to start plowing as much money into a faster debt payoff plan according to the baby steps. Well, that would mean you don't have 10K in savings. That's two different things. Two different things there. And you got to pick one. You can't do both at the same time. You can't use it for debt and keep it too. My concern is that in this current economy, turn off that freaking news. With a family, $4,000 isn't enough. No, it's not. Yeah, it is enough for initial emergency fund. Yes, it is. It's not to protect you if you get laid off. Don't get laid off. If you get laid off, you have to get another job immediately. Let's see. Curious if anyone, you're not trying to hedge against having a broken bone or something like that. You would need more than that. So yeah, you're not trying to do this. And you can keep however much you want as emergency fund and do your own thing. You don't have to do Dave's plan, but your plan does not have millions of documented success stories. So again, I would go with Dave's advice. And obviously I'm biased. Yes, big fan of Dave's and his advice, obviously, since I became a financial coach and got his company's training for that. Western Grab 1569 says, should I pay off my car loan to keep low interest debt? What do you frickin' think? Having trouble deciding what is the right thing to do. Well, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, if you've heard him, if you've watched the show for 5 minutes, you know that this word is a no-no. It doesn't matter if it's low interest or high interest, this word is a no-no. With potential up, again, if you keep the debt to save money or put the money towards anything else, you are debt leveraging. You are, again, trying to fill up a bucket that has a hole in it because of that debt. Those debt payments keep coming out. Let's see, with my potential upcoming changes, potential upcoming charges and the low interest rate on the loan. Okay, so you aren't starting the baby steps. If you're anticipating getting more debt, then you're not doing the baby steps. So it doesn't matter what you do. You can do whatever you want to. Keep the cash on hand is not $1,000 is what you keep on hand. Nothing more than that. Below is my situation. Salary 110K for 24. That's great. Unless you live in New York or California. 11,000. If you live in America, that's great. 11,950 left on car loan. Yeah, interest rate doesn't matter. $300 monthly payment on the car. It's worth 42.5K. Could sell that and move down in car and pay it off and get a cheap car. You could do that. That would drastically improve your situation by $300 a month. Let's see, 115K in stock CDs, semi-liquid. No, it's not. CDs are locked in. Otherwise, you're going to take the hit. If the single stocks are not in a retirement account, then you sell them. Per Dave Ramsey, does not advise single stocks at all. 60K in retirement. While you have debt, you would not be investing. Let's refer back to the baby steps. Imagine that. The answer is in the baby steps. Who knew, right? Baby step 4 is investing. Baby step 2 is pay off all debt except the house using debt snowball, and that's smallest to largest. And I forgot to mention before, you do step 1, 2, and 3 in order, one at a time. So you do that and none of this. You're still paying minimums on the debt while you save the $1,000 emergency fund, because you don't want to get behind, but you're not paying extra on that while you save this. And unlike some people, they do try to do more than one at the same time. There was a person in the Ramsey Show chat one time that was doing steps 1 through 6 all at the same time without completing any of them. So, yeah, so you're here in baby step 2, and you have that to do and a full emergency fund to do before investing. So you would stop the investing temporarily just until you get the emergency fund. 25K in high yield savings account making 3.85%. Right. You would, yeah. So you're gonna have a car payment, which is money going out, and you're trying to get a little bit back in by doing the high yield savings account. And so this is what a lot of people do. It's a debt leverage. It's not, it's not buying a house. It's not getting a mortgage on rental property. It's not that bad as that, but it's still, that's not the advice to do debt leverage. So that liquid, that means it's applied to the debt. So he doesn't say it's worth 42.5, but it's only 11.95. So you got $11,950 left in the car loan, and it has $25 in a high yield savings account. That's ridiculous. And so even if you want to play that game, that's 1.4% annually. So that's 1.4% annually. And so you'd have to divide that 1.4% divided by 12 to see how much you're making a month on that, which is jack and squat. So yeah, so that's the advice. So if you liquidate that and that's $140. The CDs you probably have to leave in there, and I guess that could be your once you can take that out, because being locked in a CD is not an emergency fund. Repeat after me, not an investment. That does have to be fully liquid. So you could again liquidate this and the stocks and pay off your debt. But with potential upcoming charges, and so again, you're not trying to get out of debt. I'm in a situation to be I don't understand this. Could be completely debt free by paying off my car loan. I'm having trouble deciding what to write with my potential upcoming charges. Why get out of debt then? Pretty stupid. Let's see. This is the way. Exactly. This is the way. Remember, this is the Dave Ramsey subreddit. Debt is dumb, cash is king. You right? Yeah, one exactly what I said. Makes sense to you? Yeah. So many people think like that. Totally appreciate the breakdown. Honestly, you're right. 162 a year, 125 after taxes is not really worth it to me. I think it'd be better just to pay it off. Yes, of course. Cool. All right, so maybe we'll get to them, but talking about upcoming charges, that is troublesome to me. Alrighty. Let's see. Inspiration _19. Got no accident that's fixable for $4K. 90% cosmetic, need a wheel replacement for $500. Don't worry about the cosmetic stuff if it's not covered by insurance. If it's all out of pocket, you replace your wheel and you get on with your life. 20K in equity vehicle, and having this reported would knock that down substantially, so I'm taking this out of pocket. Okay, so it's your choice. 20K equity in a vehicle. Well, when you don't have it because it's not worth it anymore, since it needs 90% cosmetic stuff done to it. Yeah, $4,000 of almost 90, of which 90% is cosmetic. It's not worth that anyway. You don't have that equity in it. You're dreaming. Have 7K in emergency funds, so that I was planning on growing to put a down payment on a house. Eventually, that's not how the emergency fund works. Emergency fund is emergency fund. A down payment is separate. That is step 3B. That is not the emergency fund. Emergency fund has to be in place before you do that, and that money is separate. You don't just use that. To pay the $500 and drive it now how it is, yep. And fix it after purchasing a house, or just fix the whole thing? No, you might not even have to fix it at all. If it's just cosmetic, you don't need to get that fixed. Is the cost that is the fixing it cosmetically, is that going to get you enough when you do sell it, because you're going to keep it? So it doesn't matter what you think about it. It only matters what somebody who's going to buy it thinks about it. You already bought it. Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's loan payments here too. No data. So the truck that has 20K left to pay. Oh, is that the? So it's a truck, because he said vehicle. Hopefully that's not a second vehicle. So yeah. Yep, just get a wheel and go about your life and let it be ugly. This from Denim Squared. What would Dave do? Flair here. Question about insurance and baby steps. You get the insurance in place as part of baby step 0. So you do that before you even do step 1, the $1,000 emergency fund, beginner emergency fund. Baby step 3. Oh, baby step 3B. Okay. Yep. Should have already had the insurance. Pausing investing while getting up a large down payment on a house. Excellent. Exactly like you can do once you have the full emergency fund. You can take 3 years off of investing. Dave is fine. If you take 3 years off while you save up a larger down payment, he does not want you out of investing for retirement for longer than 3 years. First of all, should we still be gazelle intense during 3B? No, that's up to you. And at that point, you start thinking, well, do we need to go out to eat, or could we put that X amount of dollars towards the down payment? So you just have to think that in your head. And that's everything from now on. Once you're obviously in debt and full emergency fund, you're gazelle intense. And you don't have to think about it, but after that, you're making these choices. And so it all depends on what you want to do. We stopped for side jobs, exclamation point, a little under 6 months ago, ever since we got out of baby step 3. What do you think? It's up to you how fast you want a house. Real questions pertaining to certain insurances that Ramsey suggests, such as disability and identity theft. No kids currently, so life insurance doesn't really make sense in our stage of life. False. You said my wife and I. That means there are 2 of you. That means if one of you die, then the other one has to pay for everything. Obviously, you don't have a house yet, but could use something. Could at least get a little bit of term life, and then you can adjust that to higher once you have a mortgage, like one that will either help pay the mortgage payment or can pay the mortgage off once you get to that step. But like right now, maybe just a little bit on each of you to be able to handle like expenses for a year or 2. And that would be, only if there are expenses, like for example, if you're renting somewhere now that you cannot afford separately. That would be when you would the life insurance would help. So, in which baby step should you buy those insurances? Again, that's baby step 0. Bit of a cheapskate, so I'm biased. Past tense. I'm biased to starting in baby step 4. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. No, baby step 0. Well, I believe we should have started in baby step 1. Nope. Baby step 0. So both of you are wrong. It's okay, though. 11 comments. Hopefully somebody told them right. Economy Metal 5001. Baby step 4, investment buddies. Beep, 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 beep. It's not a buddy thing, but let's see. I'll try not to prejudge it. Turn into a bro thing or whatever. I mean, it's fine to have camaraderie and stuff. Let's see what it is. I'm on baby step 4. Excellent. That's definitely better than 3 or 2. And so excited to be investing in my retirement. Excellent. But I'm really nervous about certain things. Mostly nervous about the unknown. And I've never invested before. Is anybody else on the stage and would like an investment buddy? Someone to check in with and get some encouragement, sanity checks. Really don't need to do that. If you don't know what you're doing, you do need to learn. You can teach yourself on the internet. Everything is available there. Every piece of information on every mutual fund is available on the Google. So you can find out all of that stuff and you can compare mutual funds. But if you can't teach yourself, then Dave recommends you pay an investing professional to teach you how to do that, to advise and hopefully teach you. Some of them, I'm sure, just do advising, and they don't want to teach you because then you might not need them anymore. So I understand that. The SmartVestor Pros are supposedly supposed to have the heart of a teacher. Some of those halos slip as well, though. They can pass the vetting and then they do their own thing. That does happen. And they've gotten calls on the Ramsey show about that, about SmartVestor Pro not giving Ramsey advice, and I've seen it in the chat quite a bit as well. But yeah, and somebody you pay, an investment professional, would be better than just somebody on the internet in the Reddit, even if it is the Ramsey subreddit, because people in this subreddit advise to do non-Dave things all the time. Alrighty, and I'm at the cusp of finishing baby step 6. That would be nope, not do. That is the happier one. How's that go? The happier one, baby step 6, paying off your home early. And a lot of people ask why do that too? Because if I keep that mortgage at that low percent, then I can have cash on hand, or I can use that cash for other stuff. I can invest it, and yeah. But the idea is that you pay off home early. You keep investing at just 15% of your household income. You don't invest more than that until your house is paid off. Okay, we're crazy excited. Cool. Email notification has come in. My check is set and scheduled, and we're going to issue the transfers and payments ASAP. Excellent. The grass is about to be my grass. Excellent. Started January 2017. It's been 6 years and 5.5 months to get to this point in the baby steps. I know Dave said on average people take 11 years to pay off the mortgage, but we went a bit overboard. You were a bit overbearing, maybe. But overbearing is, I think you're looking for, you went a bit overboard. Because I just couldn't stand watching my income go out to those lizards anymore. Okay. Sorry for wasting your time on my rant. No, that's cool. You're excited. Congratulations. So 21 hours ago, and so they still might not be on baby step 7 yet, but pretty soon. Pretty cool. This from T. Dacus. Downgrade in cars. Probably, since you're asking. We'll see. Baby step 2, and about 49K total. Whole house going is about 75 gross. Let's see. If you have other debt other than the cars, that's going to be a little bit too much in cars. We recently had our first child. She was 25. We consider trading in both our cars and becoming a one-car family. I work from home full time. Yeah, why do you need 2 cars? You don't need it. Yes, sell one of the cars. We have about 17K on her car, and KBB is an offer, so we should expect about 23. Yeah, you make money. We would get about 1K for mine. It's an old beater. You sell hers, and you keep the old beater. And we'd walk out with 1 car, an older Civic with about, yeah, see, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. What's wrong with, if your old beater doesn't have any mechanical problems, you just use that. No need to sell it for 1K. If it's a working car, then hey, guess what? You just found $1,000 car. And people say they don't exist. So, yep, I'm selling that and putting that 23 on that 49K debt. Hopefully, again, don't know if that includes other debt or just that car. But yeah, so that should take care of that car, and plus give you, what was that math on that? 6,000 extra, and that you apply either to other debt, or if that's all the debt, like one car, then you put that. That's a great start on a baby step 3, full emergency fund. Alrighty, Jaslyn, Bluebird. It's all the same advice, no matter what people ask. It's all the same advice all the time, no exceptions. The only exception is that there are no exceptions. Now, the only exception is if you have some kind of emergency or something, you pause the baby steps, but nothing changes. Oh, look at that. Right down there. I'll get to that in a second. Hey guys, just wanted to share with you all that after years of hesitation, I'm finally committing to baby steps. Cool. Been a long time coming. I'm excited to see where this journey takes me. Any tips or advice from those who have been successful with this approach? Yeah, don't ask people in Reddit what to do. Dave explains it all to you. Let's see, using an envelope system, but ready to take things next level. Recently picked up a clunker and about to sell my truck. Excellent, which still has 18K left. I'm going to rip that Band-Aid off and get this down. But I'm not sure how to go about selling a vehicle with a balance still owed. Any tips or recommendations on where to sell? Thanks in advance for your help. Basically, you would you sell it and pay it off at the same time. Now, if you cannot, you said it still has 18K on it. If you can't get 18K on it, then you either save up cash to be able to pay the difference if you can, or if not, Dave is fine with you taking out a couple $1,000 loan instead of an $18,000 loan. He's fine. That's the only exception for non-mortgage debt, is you replacing a larger loan with a smaller loan in order to sell an underwater vehicle. Any tips or recommendations where to sell? Private sale is going to get you the most money. If you have a friend that knows a lot about cars, etc., or you have a mechanic, that kind of thing, you might want to ask that person, or maybe some people in your family. Normally men are into cars, but you never know. So you could check with them about selling the car and how to do that. Alrighty, what would Dave do? Adventure Kiwi 9200. Am I one of the rare exceptions? There are none. There are none. What makes you think there are any? Whoever said there were any? People love to think that they are special these days. All the snowflake mentality. And then in my situation, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Again, if there's some kind of emergency or something, you pause the baby steps. But then when the baby steps are over, or the emergency's over, then you resume the baby steps right where you were when you paused it. You're not changing the order at all. And you're not one of the rare exceptions. Let's just read it just in case to make sure. So in the Total Money Makeover, Dave provides one very interesting caveat to baby step 2. Well, if for some reason you are stuck in an extremely deep hole, you may want to continue doing. You typed it twice. Some retirement saving. An extremely deep hole is not defined by your unwillingness to apply yourself, okay? I guess total money makeover was that page 120. Okay, I don't remember reading that, but okay, let's assume that is the case. Currently about 133K student debt and 3.5 car debt. That's not an extremely deep hole. 136,000. Let's see how much you're finishing PhD. Let's see, how much? It's 68K. That's less than just a little bit more than twice your income. So that's not an extremely deep hole. So you're out of your mind, Mr. Almost PhD. Which I've did before Christmas. So I'm finished though. I really don't have time for side hustles, but I'm planning to pick up as many as I can right after that. Okay, cool. Employer matches up to 2.5%. That's great. You can do that after you finish baby step 3. Oh look. The answer is right here in the baby steps. Yeah. Yep. Oh look. I went away from it and then I came back to it, and baby step 2 was still ahead of baby step 4. Imagine. What time is it? Okay, yeah, I'll be going away pretty soon here, but well, that's the wrong one. This is similar one that's on my next set, which I'm not going to get to, I don't think. But Melody Gels, is the 401k package too generous? Is twice for no reason. Too generous to put on hold until baby step 3. No, it is not. I don't care how generous it is. You don't do that. Leaving an internship, blah blah blah. 57K with 4. Okay, that doesn't matter. Paid off. You paid that off before investing. That's as simple as that. There is no thing. So what does an auto 7% 401k contribution and then matches another 7. I mean, 14 isn't bad. So you would be a nutbag if you didn't contribute. And a lot of people say that Ramsey people that follow his advice are nutbags and are weird. And okay, sure, fine. So the plan is to match employer, so that's not the... I mean, it sounds reasonable if you don't want to follow Dave's advice. And that's fine. It's your money. You can do whatever you want to. I mean, and, you know, I mean, I can only imagine that these people that ask these questions like this, that they either don't know or they think that everything is nuanced and like these aren't concrete and you can do whatever you want. Maybe I don't know what they're thinking. I would love to know sometimes, but it's, and even with the people that call, it just seems like a lot of them know the answer. They just don't want to do it, and so they call as a last resort to try to make sure that that's not what his advice is. But of course, they already know the answer, and so yeah, you don't do that. I don't care if it's $1 billion. You don't do that. So there's no exceptions. Let's just see with the comments. It's been locked because it probably got contentious with people saying, oh, you can't read the comments. Okay. It probably got contentious with people saying, yes, do that. You're stupid if you don't do that. And probably some people saying you're stupid if you don't follow Dave's advice. And so, yeah, so what you do is you pay off that debt. And then as soon as you pay off that debt and get the full emergency fund, then you can get that wonderful... matches another. So I don't know what it means. Does an auto 7% contribution, if they give that to you, or that's you putting it in out of your salary, and then they match it. So I don't really understand that. the way they worded it. If it's an automatic one, that doesn't mean that that's not coming out of your salary. And like, for example, teachers are forced to do retirement saving. They normally have pension plans, and they have to as a part of their job. And they can't get out of that because of their job. So if that would be an auto thing, but other than that, I don't understand this automatic thing. So, I mean, do they give you, just for working there, they give you 7% extra and contribute that for you to retirement? And then if you put in 7, then they do 7. So for 7, you're getting 14, and that would be great, but not on baby step 2. Sorry. Not on baby step 3 either. Sorry. Rare exceptions. Yeah. Alrighty. Did we finish up with that? Yeah. I'm probably at least 4 years from the end of baby step 2. That's because you're investing probably still. So if you stop investing, you can get paid, but also might be because student loan debt. Oh yeah, 133 in student loan debt. Yeah. So, yeah, you just need to plug along, finish that PhD, and then work your bottom off. I've decided to go with the match indefinitely for this reason, since I'm probably, no. So is my situation something like Dave, what I was talking about with this caveat? No, it's not. You make 68K, your debt is only 136.5K. That is not extremely deep hole. So I know how you kids, how old is he? Does he say, or she? Doesn't, but assuming college, normally it would be a younger person. But the kids love, and even older people love the hyperbole there and saying it's an extremely deep hole. If a car has a scratch on it, they say it's totaled. They say it's gaslighting when it's not gaslighting. Gaslighting overused these days. All right, yeah, a couple of minutes. Baby step 6, keep dollars in a high yield savings account or make monthly additional payments to the mortgage. Make monthly additional payments to the mortgage is the way to go. I think putting in the high yield savings account negative. I know what Dave would say to the risk of spending it, but I'm not concerned with that. It's not that, it's just that it is. Maybe step 6 is to pay off the home early. It's not to put money, extra savings other than your emergency fund. It's not to do that. That's not what the baby steps say. So, do you know that? Do you know what the baby steps say? Any other reason not to keep my baby step 6 fund? Baby step 6 fund in a high yield savings account instead of making monthly additional payments. Well, when you make the monthly additional payments, you pay the house off faster. Despite having a very low interest rate, I want to be completely debt-free for the peace of mind. So I'm definitely going to pay this, certainly going to pay this thing off early. Well, then if you're going to pay it off early, what does it matter if it's going to be in a high-yield savings account? The difference in interest is not going to be that much. I mean, maybe at most 2% difference between that, and then you gotta, again, monthly, you divide it. There we go. That's my time. You gotta divide that 2% at most, might even be less than that. Let's see what it is. Let's see what bank rate has. High yield savings. Come and 4.5. Okay, so see, not even 2%. So it's going to be less than 2%, and you divide that by 12 to find out. So that's a very, very low difference. So it is not worth doing. Just pay off the freaking mortgage faster. And then once you do that, then you can do whatever you want. I mean, baby step 7, and you can save up as much money in a high yield savings account as you would like, or invest it, or do anything. See if there's one more fun one. Is it just me, or has Dave been more compassionate? Has Dave been more compassionate this week? Or is Dave being? Okay, Road Dog, amen. Hard time listening to the show. It seemed Dave was just super frustrated and prone to constant rants. He always does rants. People love to try to guess how the hosts are feeling and all that stuff. I was to the point, I just started to listen to old episodes where he was much less this way. When suddenly last week, as soon as back to his old self. Only one hearing that. Yeah, I think you're the only one hearing that. He's compassionate when he's yelling at people to stop being stupid. That's his way of being compassionate. It's not tough love, it's love. Yeah, all right, so we'll end on that. Financial Coach Master Training. I'll talk about that next time then. Whether it was a mistake or not. Interesting. Alrighty. Let's see. What do I need to do? I need to bring up the... let's bring that up. Let's see if they posted the... They did. Let's see if people are in there. People are in there. You didn't want to come see me this morning. That's fine. Once again, I am Coach Steve Money, and I did take the FCMT, Financial Coach Master Training. I did take that, and so I am a Ramsey Solution Certified Financial Coach. And if you've got money problems or just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free, no strings attached, consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. And you can email me if you have any questions or tell me something, anything regarding my YouTube channel, anything like the Ramsey stuff or Oak Island or computer stuff or anything. I'd be glad to talk with you about anything. You can email me again. That is CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. His YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. I appreciate you watching this, and I will see you next time.